Well, hello, folks, and welcome to my channel. I tell you what, I'm going to cut to the chase, okay? Because I'm damn pissed. And that's what I want to share with you. I want to talk about the U.S. District Judge. Her name is Shannon Johnson Coleman. U.S. District Judge Shannon Johnson Coleman. This judge authorized illegal immigrants and non citizens to have a right to bear arms. And here the key word is right now, currently the right to bear arms that is guaranteed by the Constitution, by the Second Amendment of the Constitution, is given as a right to American citizens. It is also extended to those who are green card holders. That means those people are legally in this country and they're given residential rights. They can enjoy fully whatever the American citizens can enjoy except voting. But right now, with this new decision by this judge, illegal immigrants, that's the key word here, illegal immigrants can also enjoy having the right to bear arms. And this was, again, there is a comment from the judge, from this judge, on related to the incident that was about an illegal, one of the illegal immigrants who committed a crime. And what judge is saying, the non-violent circumstances of his arrest do not support a finding that he poses a risk to public safety such that he cannot be trusted to use a weapon responsibly and should be deprived of his Second Amendment right to bear arms in self-defense. Folks, we're talking about an illegal immigrant, meaning somebody who crossed the southern border illegally and committed a crime. While committing this crime, during the commission of this crime, he was apprehended. And this judge is saying he has a right to bear arms. We all know that I don't have to repeat that American Constitution was written and at work for American citizens. Certainly and absolutely not illegal immigrants. Now let's delve a little deeper into that. We all know entire anti-gun lobby, gun control activists, and how fast and strong they're coming to eliminate the gun rights of American people. And all of a sudden, when we have this illegal immigration emergency at the crisis level, which has not been seen historically at all, so it's an unprecedented situation. The district judge, left leaning district judge, is all of a sudden concerned about the illegal immigrants' rights to bear arms. There is no legal language, however complex that is. There is no legal concept, however so called sophisticated that would be sufficient enough to convince me or anyone that this decision, I personally consider this treason. At the best, it is absolutely and extremely absurd and ridiculous. But yet, by Shannon Johnson Coleman, this decision has been passed. Now let's look into a little bit of kind of a wrap it up briefly the overall situation, the illegal immigration situation. As we all know, within the last 3 years of Biden administration, as a result of the policies that were put in place to support and facilitate flooding the nation with illegal immigrants, and now currently the number is standing at about, give and take, 10 million illegal immigrants. This was a planned invasion, and we all know that. And those of you can refer to uh, the Tennessee senators talk about the detail in 45-minute commerce talk actually in Senate about the reasons why Democrats and liberals are supporting the illegal immigration. At the end of the day, it is to secure the electoral college votes and also popular votes when there is an election day. November comes, November 2024. That's what they're after. They are already talking about and working on it. Not only talking about, but diligently working on giving the illegal immigrants, rewarding them for being illegal with the right to vote. And now, I believe this is a goddamn last straw. This left wing judges pulling on American people by allowing the illegal immigrants to be armed. So they will be voting as American citizens during the election, and they will be carrying guns. Now let's look at what's going on right now in New York City. As you all know, New York City is right now controlled by, secured by National Guard because of the extreme risk, the safety and security risk totally posed by illegal immigrants. There is an immigration related crime. There is a migrant crime situation that New York City is living on a daily basis. The crime rate in New York City shot up by 400% approximately within the last couple months. In broad daylight, illegal immigrants are attacking NYPD police officers, brazenly fighting with them. They're going into fistfights with NYPD police officers, beating them in front of everybody. They're all on their cameras. We all saw it, right? And the judge, when they're basically captured, and believe me, they're being captured on more than half a dozen times a day. This is beyond ridiculous. And when they go to court, after a little bit of short session, they're let go. And then when they walk out of the courtroom, well, they're showing up their birds, they're fingering the American people. On top of that, judges like Shannon are rewarding them with the right to bear arms and supporting this with Second Amendment, which was written only for American people. To what extent this craziness, this sickness will go? At what point people will say enough is enough? There are some parts of the country, volunteering citizens are patrolling their neighborhoods to protect their homes, to protect their properties. Um, as far as the crime by illegal immigrants, we all heard about the 22-year-old nursing student uh, in Georgia when she was studying at Georgia State University. She was killed by an illegal immigrant from Venezuela. He was captured, and we all know that he was a gang member in Venezuela. So the Venezuelan government emptied their prisons and let tens of thousands of rapists, thieves, murderers, all kind of piece of shits, and they let them into this country. That's what they did because they didn't want to spend money on them for decades. As you know, the director of FBI, he was given a presentation in the Senate, and he said, "We just don't know who is in the nation. There is no way of knowing whether the person is a terrorist or criminal or has a criminal background." So the situation is extremely dire. I don't know if this is an exaggeration. I don't know if anyone listening to this now is thinking I am really exaggerating things. I'm a conspiracy theorist. None of this is actually happening. I don't think anyone can say that. All it takes is just follow what's going on in those sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities are sanctuary places for criminals. That's what they are. Sanctuary cities are protecting the criminals because when an illegal alien, I repeat, an illegal alien commits a crime and gets captured by the state authorities, state police, by decree of a sanctuary city, they are not supposed to report this guy, this criminal, to ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents, because of the sanctuary status. So these criminals, knowing that, on every day, on a daily basis, there is no exception to it, are committing crimes from snatching women's purses or snatching people's smartphones when they're walking on the pavement, stealing from stores. Right now in New York City, the total loss to businesses is $4.5 billion. A lot of businesses are leaving New York City simply because New York State, New York City regulations are not preventing these things from happening because they're supporting the thieves, the criminals, and illegal immigrants. The situation again gotten so badly out of hand and out of control that the New York State governor Kathy Hochul resorted eventually to deploy a criminal guard. I'm sorry. I apologize. The National Guard to deal with crime on the streets on a daily basis. So, folks, that's why I said at the beginning. I said I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm damn pissed. Okay, I'm fucking pissed to see judges like this, like Coleman, giving the illegal immigrants right to bear arms. And I'm gonna ask you this. Honestly, I'm gonna ask you this, and I want you, if you're watching this, I want you to stop and pause and ask yourself the meaning of citizenship. The meaning of citizenship. What does it mean? What does it mean to be an American citizen? What does it mean to be an American? Do you think there should be some distinction between the citizenship and non citizenship, or between the citizen and the illegal immigrant? I am a naturalized American citizen. I've been living in this country close to 35, actually 35 plus years. I became an American citizen on August 15, 2001. To me, getting the citizenship of this nation is something that I hold dearly and I respect. A citizen is a person, a naturalized citizen is a person. The same thing for the green card holder. That means the legal resident of this country. In my opinion, and I believe should be, in a position that is responsible of understanding the culture of this nation, the values of this nation, and having the respect, showing the respect to the law of the land and the culture of the people of this nation. The citizenship, at least when I obtained my naturalized citizenship status, I remember telling myself, now I can vote for elections. That was a big deal. And now look at this. They're not only allowing and encouraging and facilitating all these illegal immigrants from all those places all over the world that are 70 plus different nationalities globally are, illegally being dumped into our southern border through various cartel operations, various human trafficking and smuggling operations. And they're being awarded with right to vote. And on top of that, for instance, like in New York City, debit cards, gift cards, they basically spare some serious amount of funds to be able to help them. So it just came to the point that there is no meaning to maintain a border. I mean, the nation doesn't have to have a border, because what is the meaning of it? If anyone around the world can come and walk through it without any reservations, without any regulations and rules, and can have all the rights that the citizens of that nation can enjoy, in fact, enjoy even more. This big game, we know what's going on behind that. I just said that at the beginning of it. This is a huge, huge, ugly game. And now it's getting uglier by allowing these illegal immigrants to have arms. They are now arming them. I repeat, they are arming the illegal immigrants. Those from Venezuela, the nation sending the highest amount of illegals, so many of them are actually gangsters and criminals coming out of directly out of Venezuelan prisons, already conducting criminal operations in New York City. They are already all organized and well coordinated, and on a daily basis, they are busy with the commission of their crimes. And that is not enough. They can also be armed because it's their Second Amendment right. By definition, by definition, it is a oxymoron. It cannot be. Second Amendment right is not belonging to non-American people. It is written only for the people of this nation to be armed for self-protection and against the potential tyranny of a government. I think government tyrannies can come in various different creative ways. Maybe this is one of them. I repeat, the government tyrannies can come into multiple different creative ways. And maybe weaponizing the illegal immigration is one of those ways that the government involved in treason, a tyrannical government, I should add, is showing us. So, folks, right now, today is definitely more sensitive, more urgent than any other day to be aware of our Second Amendment rights, to practice them, to be armed. If you don't have any gun, buy a gun. In fact, buy multiple guns. If you don't know how to use a gun, go have a training. There are lots of places you can have training. Consider doing that seriously. If you have guns, have more guns. If you have ammo, have a whole lot more ammo. Because this country is right now under invasion, which was facilitated by the democratic, liberal establishment in treason by facilitating, by weaponizing the illegal immigration into this country. You never know when your property, your house, your loved ones, or yourself will be at risk. Just look around. Just look around. Just get past that leftist brainwashing. Get past that leftist brainwashing. Analyze, learn, understand what kind of crime on a daily basis is taking place, and in fact, a lot more is coming. Now, squatters are coming around. Some of those illegal immigrants, when they find houses that are empty, they just get in the house, they invade the house, and laws, believe it or not, laws are on their side. It is difficult for the homeowner to take them out. Imagine this is happening to you. There are some states that state authorities are asking the residents to consider sharing a room of their house with these illegal immigrants. Folks, I want to tell you something about sharing a room with someone else. During the communist regime of Soviet Union, that's how the life was. The government, the families did not own an apartment or house. They had to share the living quarters with at least one other, if not two more families. That was under the communist regime of Soviet Union times. Now, in this day and age, right now in America, example, Michigan State, example, Massachusetts, ask their residents to consider sharing a room in their house with those illegal immigrants because they don't know what to do with them. During those times, I guess it just makes a plain old sense to be able to have means to defend yourself, your house, your family, your loved ones. You got to be armed because they're arming now illegal immigrants. And right now, those just just remember, those illegals in New York City, they were released from the court and they were basically flipping up the nation. Do you think they're going to show any kind of mercy for you? They're coming for you. They're coming for you. 10 million of them came so far, and more are on the way. And judges like Coleman are arming them. They are already committing a lot of crime. Most of them we're not hearing because actual crime statistics is a lot higher that is committed by illegal immigrants. This today is the day to consider seriously arming yourself and learning how to use your guns, and consider that it is possible that you might end up using those guns for self-protection. Get past that left brainwashing. There is a limit to people's compassion. There is a limit, absolute limit to people's compassion. It is one thing to help people in difficulty. It is totally entirely different thing to be invaded by them and being forced to share your room in your house, and none of them are enough. In fact, you might be even forced out of your house. In this country, in New York City, they forced out of a 90-year-old veteran who fought in Vietnam War, serving his nation. He was living in shelter. They dumped him out of the shelter to be able to create a space to put these illegals. This whole thing, the whole charade got out of control to an incredible extent. I don't know what words to use. I don't know how to describe. But that's why I said I'm fucking pissed and I wanted to vent out here and I want to share this with you. And yes, I cannot wait for the day of voting for the great President Donald John Trump to vote for him. I cannot wait for him to start unprecedented amount of deportation at the national level, which the likes of it has not ever been witnessed in this country. I cannot wait for Trump to remove that goddamn ridiculous level status of sanctuary city concept. If an illegal immigrant is caught, especially committing a crime, yes, immediately should be reported to ICE agents, and that bastard must be immediately deported. I cannot wait for Trump to fix this problem. I'm from Minnesota, state of Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. State of Minnesota, especially city of Minneapolis, is not as currently sanctuary city. But believe it or not, there are talks going on. I cannot believe how people can justify seeing what's going on. Cities are going broke. New York City, they had to spare tens of billions of dollars to support those illegals. Same thing with Chicago, same thing with Denver, same thing with San Francisco. And seeing all this mess, and city of Minneapolis is talking about it. I don't know. I don't know what I would do if that happens. My daughter lives in Minneapolis. She's a student. She's about to graduate from college, University of Minnesota, and she lives close by. I mean, close to campus. She doesn't live with us because we live in suburbs. I live in Apple Valley, Minnesota. She lives in Minneapolis, and I tell them what: if they make city of Minneapolis a sanctuary city, I know my daughter's not going to be safe. I cannot comfortably live in my place thinking that my daughter is living in Minneapolis, and Minneapolis is a sanctuary city, and there is an army of illegals. She lives across from a park, a large kind of nice park. There's like basketball courts and soccer field and all that. I believe that park will be a place, kind of a tent city, a little tent town. Let me ask you, how would you feel if your daughter was in a situation? So, folks, this has gotten totally out of control again. And people, us, we should do something. That's why I'm saying, if you're not armed, get yourself a gun and learn how to use it. Get classes. If you have one or two pistols or something or a shotgun, consider taking a stock. Consider buying more, making investment into more guns and more ammo. Consider talking with your neighbors, maybe patrolling, kind of voluntary patrolling of your neighborhood. If this is the situation, if you're saying, there's strange, situations happening like this. If you start seeing kind of tents popping up around your neighborhood, for instance, the situation is dire. And unless we have a comprehensive solution with a strong-willed politician, somebody like this, like Trump says, Crooked Joe, senile bastard, it is all, he still can actually, right now, today, with a stroke of a pen, he can stop illegal immigration, but he will not, because he is in the service of his masters who are pulling the strings to bring this disaster to this nation. That's why I said I'm not here for any kind of political propaganda. I'm not obviously in politics. I'm just sharing my opinion. And I'm a strong Trump supporter, the true president of this nation. Thank you very much for listening to my venting. Consider, please, what you just heard. If you like this video, please smash that like button. You got any comments? Put under this video. I always get back to those people who are putting comments. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Take care. Stay safe.